It's been a long week for the presidential candidates.
Yep, and with only 4 days left until Election Day, did Hurricane Sandy make any impact on voters? Joining us now to talk about that is our political analyst, Stephen Caliendo. You know, no one wants to make Hurricane Sandy political.
Absolutely.
It is what it is, right?
Sure.
A devastating hurricane that impacted a lot of people. With that said, though, one of the candidates had to have possibly gained an edge here. Which one do you think?
I think President Obama absolutely is a benefit here because he gets to look presidential without campaigning. And on the flip side, it's very difficult for Governor Romney to do anything right. I mean, what's he going to say? Some of this is policy related. It has to do with how the candidates approach government funding, FEMA, those types of things. But more than anything, it's the images that come through and the president being able to be presidential. And he has a new best friend in Governor Chris Christie.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Very interesting, right?
Stephen, what do you make of all the early voting going on in record numbers this time around? And which candidate would that favor? Can we tell?
We can't tell for sure which candidate early voting favors, although lots of folks are taking advantage of it more than have in the past, and that's interesting. If we want to make the argument that the storm might have benefited the president, we have to take into account that many people might have voted before the storm happened, and so it's difficult to know in which states that's going to make a difference.
The jobs report comes out here this morning.
Right.
How will that impact people as they head to the polls?
Again, it's hard to know how much it's going to make a difference. There's only a few people who aren't decided at this point. I don't know that the jobs report is going to motivate somebody to vote if they weren't planning to vote already. But if it's positive, even if it's small, it continues the narrative that the president's been trying to put forward, which is that we're making progress, we're moving forward, we're just doing it at a slower pace than we want to.
It sounds like Tuesday night's going to be a real late night. There's been so much focus on Florida, Ohio, the swing states. What should we be looking for watching it? Is there going to be a point when we're going to know who the winner is?
Yeah, it could be a late night if Governor Romney ends up winning Florida, ends up winning Ohio. Then we're looking at states like Colorado, states like Nevada, whose polls close later to us in the central time zone. If everything goes the president's way in the eastern time zone, where most of the swing states are, it might not be all that late of an evening after all. So the polls are close nationally, but in those swing states, the president's favored in a lot of them. So we're going to know earlier than we might if those states go in his way.
So grab a tall cup of coffee and join us Wednesday morning, right?
Wednesday morning, going to be here for the whole shift, and who knows what will happen wardrobe-wise.
There you go.
Right.
At least you got your priorities.
That's exactly right. We got to keep
about
things
what you're going to wear.
That's right.